What's up, guys? I was gone for a while. A lot has happened, um, and I had to take a month off from school because of school. But a lot has happened specifically in the English Premier League. Everton started the season strong, and James representing and showing he's still that brilliant player that we once saw in 2014. Other than that, the teams from the top six are a little shaky. The only one that has done better in the past few weeks have been Tottenham and Arsenal. Actually, Arsenal haven't been that bad, but um, Tottenham has been doing well um, even without the addition of Bale. The rest look bad, specifically Manchester United. Um, they had a bad transfer window, and the only player they managed to sign was Van de Beek until today. Now they signed Cavani and they signed Torore or something like that from Leon, I believe.
And they signed Tejas too, Alex Tejas
Oh
from
yeah, yeah,
Porto.
the Uruguayan player, right?
No, he's Portuguese.
Oh, okay, well they signed him and the
Uh,
Uruguayan player.
yeah.
But besides that, I personally feel like Manchester United won't have a good season. I feel like the top four, well, the race to the top four is going to be a lot more unforgiving, especially with teams like Everton and even Arsenal. I feel like they're gonna not drop points against lower oppositions like Manchester United and even Chelsea. Chelsea, they haven't had the best start despite the new signings. Pulisic is back from injury, and so are a lot of important players. But Lampard looks a little bit suspect. But first, we're going to start off with the Manchester United game. So that Marco's here. Let me add him to the stream. We're going to start off with the Manchester United game. So they lost 6-1 to Tottenham. And this is Tottenham without Gareth Bale. Um, they were losing 3-1 until Marshall got the red card, but still they were showing horrible defense and they were showing horrible form in general. So let's start off with Julian. What do you think about Manchester and what do you think they're going to finish? And what do you think about that specific game?
So as far as the game goes, Tanya was super superior. Like you mentioned it, even without that red card, they were already down. And Tottenham, yes, they started off a little shaky because they committed a PK in like the first 30 seconds. But then in the following like 2 minutes, they scored two goals quick
Mm-hmm.
succession. So the biggest problem that I see with Man U, especially you know as an outcome of that game, is the defense. I mean, the defense is just horrible, man. I don't understand how, for example, you pay 80 million for a guy like Harry Maguire, but like he just messes up so many times. And I feel bad for the guy too because like in theory he's not worth 80 million, but now since they did pay 80 million for him, he has so much pressure on him. So he has to perform like an $80 million transfer.
Mm-hmm.
So like in that aspect, I feel bad, but I don't feel like he's Man U, material. They need two center backs. I mean, but that Bailey guy, although I think this was his first start this season, he also didn't do good. Um, they had benched the Swedish guy. What was his name?
Lindelof.
Lindelof, because he was messing up a lot as well. So they still haven't found that right combination of center backs. And the I guess the frustrating part if you're a Man U fan is they didn't even sign anybody. They didn't sign any new center backs at least till today to
Mm-hmm.
replace those guys. So they did sign Alex Telles, who's probably gonna that is pretty good. So he's gonna probably gonna bench what's his name, Luke Shaw.
Yeah.
So but other than that, as far as center backs goes, that's the biggest problem right there. And De Gea has also been underperforming, for a while too. So, and as far as what I think, what position they're gonna end, honestly, they might opt for like they might opt for for Europa League spot. I don't think they, at least till now, they haven't shown that they're willing to play as a for a top four spot. So I mean, they still have the talent there. They haven't really given Van de Beek that many minutes either. He's been coming off like in the second half. So, but I mean, they have a good team. It's just they don't even. I guess they don't even know how to play with each other. But the center backs are just horrible, man. It's just the crazy part is, since they didn't sign anybody, that's gonna be their defense this like until I guess the winter break. So
Yeah,
that's not gonna
yeah,
help them out. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I always thought Bailey was a good um, defender, but I knew that he had trouble keeping in form. Besides that,
Yeah, with injuries, he's been
mhm,
he's been getting injured a lot lately, so he's just been out of form.
yeah. Sebastian, tell me what you think.
Well, personally, I think that Manchester United. I heard this. I heard them say this before, but I think what Manchester United fans need to do is they just need to be like Arsenal fans. Like they just need to um, give up hope of winning the league every year and just have fun with the results. Because when your team plays bad, like you're not gonna expect, okay, we're not winning anything anyway, so there's no point. When they play good, you have fun. So like Arsenal fans are having a good ass time because they're playing decent, but they know they're not going to win the league. Manchester United has been trash for 7 years. I mean, look at
Since
like
yeah,
Barcelona and Manchester United pretty much have the same problem with the board. Like Manchester United, they need defense. That's all they need. They spent $80 million on a player who is like horrendous. Like, dude, this dude is trash. If you look, I think I think the city in general, Manchester has problem with buying defenders. Because if you look at Manchester City, they also have the same problem. They buy so many central defenders, and they're all trash. And Manchester United has wasted so much money on it. I remember when Manchester United fans were so um, excited for Lindelof, and that dude is straight trash. He gets nervous, and then they got who else? No, Bailey. Bailey. That dude he started out decent, but he has about the same touch and the same body strength of Hyro. This dude literally gets bodied anytime, and he gets fall down. Plus, he gets injured way too much. And then Harry Maguire is the worst. Like Leicester City, they should be called. They should call the cops on Leicester City because they literally like, dude, they pulled the biggest robbery of all time. I don't know how. 80 million 10 years ago got you Ronaldo, and now last year got you Harry Maguire. So if you look at the game, you can like that dude has no communication skills. He was actually, I think he was playing for Tottenham at one point because he threw Shaw down and he freaking and they scored off of that. And like then he went out of position, he got nutmegged, and then Son scored a goal. Like Manchester United, they should just give up hope. Even and what's worse is that they don't understand. Like they bought Van Beek,
Van de Beek.
Van de Beek, who literally like, why did you buy that player? You have Matic, Pogba, Bruno Fernandez, and you have McKinney, I think his name is. Like
but
you have Fred, bro. You're stacked in that midfield. There's really no point. Like you literally no. Oh, and then what? In my opinion, the biggest problem is Rashford and Martial. Like these guys are not good strikers. They're strikers that give you maybe 7, 10 goals a season tops, but they're not strikers that are like world class that can get you to the next level or even compete for first or second. Last year, I don't know how they got to third place. I think Leicester City messed it up at the end. That's the only reason why. But yeah, I don't. Oh, and Bruno Fernandez, like he was having a wonderful season, but I doubt he's going to replicate that. But I think the strikers are and defense. I think they're good in midfield, but the strikers and defenses was really killing their game. Like they just need to get. Martial has been at the club for 5 years, and he's already way too old to become like a good player. Like he just scored a hat trick since after being for 5 years. They're like, bro, you can't be doing that. And Rashford, I don't think he's ever been that good. Like he has hell of experience, but that dude should be playing in like Sheffield United or Southampton. I see him as that type of striker. Like he'll give you 10 goals, but not a striker that you go to Champions League with thinking he's gonna win you the game. They did sign Edson Cavani, but again, that's short term problems. Like, what is Edson Cavani gonna do? He's like 36, 37, and plus, I don't think he's a poor man's Aubameyang. He misses. If you
Aubameyang,
look
yeah.
at PSG, yeah, he misses so many chances. You can give the ball to Jairo and he can make some of those shots. But dude, Cavani, he's trash. He only plays good with Suarez. I want him to go to Atletico Madrid. I thought he'll be good there. But yeah, that's the end of my discussion.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I thought, like, I personally think Cavani was a good signing because he kind of has a presence in the box, and I know Manchester United struggle against weaker oppositions, and because they will stack themselves in the bottom. I mean, in the defense and park the bus. So we have players that are good for with headers. They can get some points, points that they lost last season. Harold, did you watch the game and tell me what you think?
I didn't watch the game, but I did watch the highlights. But Manchester right now, they've been going downhill since a long time. They has washed up. I never thought he was good. I don't know why he played for the couple years back for Spain as goalkeeper. There's no reason why. And then Pogba doesn't even want to be in Manchester. He said it. He wants to leave. So it's just like there's a lot of people in that team that don't want to be there, and it sucks because they have to be there and they have to play. But heads up. I mean, good shit to Tottenham though. I mean, they're a good team. Like Tottenham is not bad. Like they're at least top 10 in Europe in like all the leagues. So Tottenham is a good team. It's just that Manchester they need to get some better signings. Like Sebastian said, they're signing people that are 36. And that's not gonna work. They got to start from scratch, which is sign young people. They probably should have got some people from freaking from Barca, maybe freaking Semedo or something like that, man. But yeah, bro, they need to step up their signing, bro. I really think like in the back end, like the people that are like recruiting or whatever, they're just taking the money, man. They just want money. I mean, because they don't want to waste money. That's what I'm thinking, because they're not signing anybody. And Manchester is like a big city, bro. It's like Madrid and Barca City. It's huge, and they have
Hmm.
money. And if you're letting Manchester City beat you and get better players than you and stuff like that, there's a problem. And it starts from the back end, which is the general manager or the president or whatever. So they gotta, start from there. And then again, Tottenham. I mean, Mourinho coached Manchester United, so he knows a little bit about Manchester United. So I'm pretty sure that he implicated that in his game plan, and that's how they they won 6-1. Yeah.
I see.
Also, I think that like if one of the things that perplexes me is how Manchester United, like if you look at their team, they're so stacked. Like they have you like I thought you thought Barca was bad at having useless players, like players that they need to cut away. But if you look at Manchester United, bro, they had Lingard, Fred, James, the guy they signed from Swansea City last year, all those freaking midfielders. They're very low on defenders, and they in their strikers are like non-existent. Like I don't know, and all it has like Manchester United is one of the only teams. Is one of the few teams in the world that is on the stock is on the stock market. Like they're more of a business than they are a soccer team. And the reason why they're not making any signings is because their general manager, not their manager, I'm sorry, their um, sporting manager is Ed Woodward, and he's a businessman. He was hired from a bank. He knows nothing about soccer. So I think at this point you have to realize, like, yo, um, even though the coach, I think the coach, you have to give him a little bit more time but it has to do with the board. Like the coach wants these players, and he gets totally opposite players. Like someone has to be blamed for this. There's no way you have 7 years of bad signings, and if you actually look at it, you can kind of see that Mourinho actually is kind of a good coach because pretty much with 80% of this team, he won the Europa League, and he came second in the Premier League, and he won the FA Cup, I believe. So I mean, Pogba. There was last season at the end when they were playing good. They were saying how Pogba is already thinking about signing a contract extension. But if I was Pogba, I will leave. I would have left already because every single year is the same exact thing. It's like, oh, they're gonna get better. They're gonna get better. They're gonna get better. Like if you were a soccer player, like if Julian or Hyro, if you were a soccer player and they came up to you and you played at a decent club and they came up to you and they said, "Hey, we want you to join Manchester United's project." Like, do you see that this project is good?
Heck no. I don't know why. I don't know why there's some soccer players who are like, okay, yeah, you want to play for Manchester United, but like right now it's not the right moment to join Manchester United. Like, I mean, they're not good, honestly. So
Yeah,
Okay.
you
like
know, I
Sancho.
would,
Like, I think Sancho is doing good by staying at Borussia
yeah,
Dortmund because what kind of project is that? Is that Manchester United is offering? And it's the same exact thing every year. As I'm saying, Manchester United fans need to understand that they're not going to win the league anytime soon, and they need to lower their expectations and have like a total rebuild. I mean, how is it possible that Everton is having a way better season than you already, and like and it's crazy. And Everton started their rebuild maybe about 5 years ago by getting all these Barca players that they no longer wanted, and they made them for good use. And now they just needed one or two players and a coach that knows how to win. And now look, they're on top of the Premier League.
Okay. Um, so now, ending the discussion of Manchester United, let's go to Liverpool real quick. Liverpool, the defending champions, they lost 7-2 to Aston Villa, a team that was fighting for regulation last season. Obviously, I'm pretty sure we all picked them as favorites to win the Premier League this season. But things are starting to look a little shaky. They look a little suspect against Leeds United. Um, Leeds United are putting up a good fight in the Premier League, but for other teams, they haven't shown that same form that they were in last season, where they almost went undefeated the whole entire season. Um, so, Sebastian, did you see the Aston Villa game? And tell me what you think. And also tell me what you think about. Actually, I'll say that question later. But yeah, tell me what you think about Liverpool's game against
Well,
Aston Villa.
just a quick question, Julian and Hyro, which which loss is worse, Aston Villa versus Liverpool or Manchester United versus Tottenham?
Aston Villa, Liverpool.
Yeah, I think yeah, Manchester United. I mean, they suck, so it wasn't like a surprise. But Liverpool, I mean, they just won the UEFA, so it's like nobody
Yeah, and
expected
yeah,
that.
that's the first team in history that they're the champions and they concede 7 goals. In England, obviously, but
What's surprising is the opponent. I mean, Spurs has we know sport. I mean, Spurs they have a good team. Like we know them. I mean, they made it to the Champions League final not too long ago. But like uh like you said, Aston Villa last year they were fighting relegation. I mean, this year they won. They also won all their games straight.
Yeah, 3 games in a row or 4 games, I think.
No,
Oh,
3. I think
three.
they're still but
They're a game behind.
it's crazy because it was Liverpool that they beat. So.
Hmm.
So that's the crazy that I mean that's why I think it's a worse defeat to lose just because Austin Villa doesn't really have the quality of players that Tottenham has.
I what I think is happening with Liverpool. I did see the game, and I can't. I have to say that Austin, I think it's an anomaly. Like Austin Villa got extremely lucky. 3 of their goals were rebounds, like that never happened, and then 1 goal was a mistake by um by Adrian. So I mean, I think it was just an extremely lucky game for them. I don't think it's going to repeat. However, what I think is happening now with Liverpool is that first, I think well, the same thing what happened with Pep Guardiola the last 2 years in La Liga is that like now teams are they already gotten used to Klopp, and now they know how to how to play against him. Um, and like it's one of those things that just happens that you need to change up your style. Sure, this is only one game, and maybe again maybe I think it's an anomaly, but I don't think Liverpool is gonna win the league this year. I think they're gonna be too tired. They literally had no preseason, so I think it's just it something has to happen for for them to win the league. Something that I don't think is going to happen. Like someone has to is going to have to be like Klopp has to go back to the drawing board, in my opinion, and just redesign everything because I don't think that it like teams already know how to play against them.
Hmm. Okay. Harold, tell me what you think.
So, about the game here with Liverpool, I just think they got lucky. You know, Liverpool is a good team. Again, it's kind of hard to keep up what they did from last season. I mean, winning almost every game from the league, from the Premier League, and also win the UEFA. So it's kind of hard to do it again and keep that same motion. But I just think they got lucky. I don't think it's gonna happen again. I think they're gonna step it up. Uh, Liverpool right now, I mean, this usually happens with a lot of teams. They win the UEFA or they win their league, and they're not the same next season. So it's like
Hmm.
because what Sebastian said, teams know how to prepare better, and stuff like that. But on the game, they got lucky. The possession, most of them, the possession, Liverpool was killing them on possession. Um, and stuff like that. I think they had probably I saw the stat was like maybe 70 or 60 on possession, so they were killing on possession. Again, they just got lucky, a couple deflects and stuff like that. Um, but yeah, I think Aston Villa is also. I mean, they're getting better too. I mean, if you've seen their games lately, they're getting better too. So they're not bad.
Yeah, I mean
But
they have good form.
yeah, so they're starting to get better. But yeah, they just got lucky. I don't think it's gonna happen again. I think Liverpool is not gonna finish first, but I think they're gonna definitely still finish maybe top three, top five in my opinion.
Okay. Julian, what do you think? And then after we'll go to wait, thanks for asking me. After we'll
Well,
go to predicting our top four again. So update predictions.
Yes.
one of the
So
things that I forgot to mention is my bad, Julian, is that Liverpool just came back from playing back-to-back games to Arsenal. So I mean, that's probably again it's probably an anomaly, but I think that probably also has to be. And they went to extra time, so it's probably has to. They were probably tired too, but yeah, my bad.
now you're good. As far as the game goes, honestly, Austin Villa surprised. They've been surprising this whole season. Um, it's a team that I wouldn't have even. I would pick like we would all probably picture them. Fighting for relegation against relegation again. So the fact that they won 3 straight games and one of them, being a 7-2 win against the previous champions, says a lot about their potential this year. Probably, not finishing top four, but maybe possibly, fighting for a Europa League spot as well. So that's a good thing. If you're a Villa fan, which I don't think many of us are, it's a good thing what's going on with them because like if you look at their team, it's like full of just players that I guess you could say like no, there's no star in that in their team. I guess
Mm-hmm.
the biggest name that I know would probably be
Ross Barkley, that's
Ross
for me.
Ross Barkley from Chelsea, who just I think he came on loan,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and
John Terry's their assistant manager too.
Jack Grealish, their captain. Other than that, I really didn't know any other players there. So it's just surprising to me how, and that's a good thing about soccer too is, you know, it doesn't matter, uh, if a team is full of superstars and stuff like that. Any team can beat any team, so nothing is written. And as far as their chances go, yeah, like you guys mentioned it. I don't think it's something that's going to repeat again this season. Um, Another factor that you guys failed to mention was just Sadio Mane. I think
Yeah,
he you
he
know
was out for
he was
COVID.
out from COVID, so he's a big player up there on as far as offense goes. So And Joe Gomez, he played pretty bad too. It wasn't just
Hmm.
the goalie. Yeah, he had a pretty bad game too. But
Henderson wasn't there either, which everyone. I mean, I guess he's an important player to the team. I didn't
yeah,
think he was as good as they say he was, but maybe he's the leader.
yeah, since he's their leader too. So I mean, I still see Liverpool finishing, top three. But but it was just, I mean, it's good when these kind of games happen in the world of soccer because it just
Hmm.
it just teaches teams that you got to play every game. Nothing you can't say oh because I'm facing this team that's an automatic win. So it's a good lesson I guess for Liverpool for and their their future run on the league.
Started the season
Okay,
since
so
they
do you
started
want to
it.
predict your top four?
Top four. Okay, I know previously I think I had it. I think I had Liverpool, Man City. In third place, I think I had Chelsea, and then fourth Arsenal. So I don't think it's gonna be after what we've seen. I think it's gonna be actually. I actually think Spurs might win it this year.
Really,
Even
Spurs.
though, yeah, even though they lost that first game at home against Everton. They've been really good after that, and
Hmm.
they still have that secret weapon Bale that they
Yes, Bell.
haven't
Yeah.
they haven't used them yet. But so I'm gonna say Spurs, then Liverpool, then third place I would say Chelsea, and then fourth Everton because they've been
Hmm.
I think Everton if they keep that form they can reach top four. So
So you think Manchester City is not going to make it?
uh, I don't think so, bro. Now that I think about it, well they might actually because they did sign. They signed a lot of the thing with City. They signed a lot of defense. Like
Today?
they no, not
That
today,
season?
but I know they signed Ruben Diaz.
Yeah,
It was like
they signed him, but that was I think he they still tied 1-1 like, and he was one of the people that played the worst
yeah.
during the Leeds game.
Oh, okay.
I believe.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
And also,
But
I think I think I don't know why City always buys defenders from Portugal. There was a defender they bought a while back that now plays in Valencia, from Porto, and he was. I remember they paid 40 million for him, and he
Mangala.
was yeah. I mean, got
Mangala,
like
yeah.
yeah, like dude. I think they like how many people are buying are buying people from Portugal, and I mean a lot of them are bust. They're not successful. I mean,
Yeah.
for example, look at or not from Porto, from like the Portuguese league. Like there's another buddy. There's somebody
Renato
else that
Sanchez, but he went to Bayern Munich. That's the biggest one I name. I mean, John Felix, I wouldn't consider him a bust yet.
oh like for example Danilo. Look at him. Like that
Okay,
dude
yeah,
was a
then,
star in Porto, and look that dude is a laughing stock in every single team that he's at. Like and
City.
I
Yeah, City had
something
him.
yeah, and City had him like, and they paid 50 million for Mendy, and I think Mendy was like one of the worst players, and
he's been trash.
in City against Leeds. Like, so I think something's wrong with Manchester where they can't find any good defenders. I think Ruben Diaz is also going to be a bust. I don't see him him doing anything good.
They also bought Laporte for a lot of
Oh yeah,
money
Laporte,
from
yeah, yeah, Laporte.
from Athletic
Uh,
Bilbao, and
mhm.
they bought the center back that the English guy for a lot.
John
What's his?
Stones.
Yeah, Stones. So I'm like,
Yeah, he's
man,
been
like
trash.
they spend so much money on defenders, but like they can't find that right fit. I don't know. That's the problem
Yeah,
with Guardiola. I don't know like what's going on. Like they spent so much money in defense, but like
yeah.
no,
I've heard he spent now a billion like with his last signing. Since 2015, he spent $1 billion.
damn.
So
So
like,
so do you think Julian, that you know how everybody thinks like when you think of a world class coach, you think of Pep Guardiola. You think now he is like should we be blaming the players? Because in my opinion, he said it last year. He said that the staff was not happy that Liverpool won the league and they have such a huge uh, deficit in by points. So I think that he's not. This is his last year at Manchester
mhm.
City. He's not going to renew his contract because this is his last year. Do you think that Pep Guardiola, Pep Guardiola's a problem at City, or do you think it's the players? Because there's no way that you can spend all this much money, have world-class players, and still have this issue.
I think
And one more
it's
thing,
yeah.
and if you were Messi, and you know that, and most likely Messi's leaving, do you think that he will still be interested in a project like this?
As far as I think it's probably the players not like the players not getting in because he has a certain style of play, so it might be the players not getting that style right. So because the players are there, and I still think he's a great coach. Um, but it might be like how you guys also said everybody knows how Guardiola plays, how his team plays.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe teams are getting they're getting better at as far as tactic goes at going against Guardiola. But I just think it just comes down to players not getting, I guess, his playing style because not everybody, not every good player can play with a good coach because sometimes it just doesn't work out. So and as far as Messi goes, sure that's a hard one. I don't even. um, yeah, I mean, if Guardiola's still in Man City, it might still be a good option for him to go to Man City.
Mm-hmm.
But if he's not, I don't think. Yeah.
So Nathan Aki, I think his name is. He signed.
Okay, from
Oh, that's
Bournemouth.
And then
another
so
one.
did John. Yeah, John Stones. They still have Eric Garcia, even though he's gonna leave. Laporte, like Ruben Diaz, like bro,
It's a
what are you gonna
Mendy
play?
too.
For
Yeah,
real,
but Mendy
dude.
plays a left back,
No, it's Mendy
and
plays
right.
his left back. What the hell?
Yeah, he plays his
Yeah.
left back, and then Cancelo,
Yeah.
who's a worst defender ever. He all he does is go up. He doesn't defend. He's like a Walmart version of Marcelo. So like there's no like what kind of team is this? And they have Kyle Walker on the other end.
Bro,
So like I don't understand.
they need to give some of the defenders some Man U,
Pretty
man.
good, though.
Man U don't
Yeah,
have
for real.
no defense.
That's true. Yeah. Like
Yeah.
I thought they were gonna get rid of
Defense,
John
man.
Stones this season. And
Yeah, for
Eric
real.
Garcia I think Eric Garcia is a really, really, really good defender. But it sucks that he doesn't want to sign a new contract extension with City. And then Nathan, I don't know why City bought him. They were regulated last year, and I don't see how he's a $40 million player. Even though he's decent, I don't think he's a $40 million player. But I don't know how Pep Guardiola is going to fit all these players in.
Too many center backs. Like
For real.
bro, like what are you doing?
Yeah, like the
Maybe like
midfield
Chelsea.
problem. The midfield problem that Man United has, City has it on their defense. Like they have so much defense, they have so much defenders.
Yeah. And they
So, like,
they need to get rid of some of them. Like it's
Yeah,
just...
So, can I put my top four?
Yeah, I was gonna ask you, what's your top four?
I totally forgot about Tottenham. I think Tottenham. It's probably if in my opinion, if Mourinho makes Tottenham win, like gets them in first place, that's his biggest accomplishment he has ever done. Before then, I thought his biggest accomplishment was getting City to win the Europa League in second place. It's like, bruh, City. I mean, not City. I'm sorry,
United?
Manchester United. Yeah, Manchester United, because you're gonna see Manchester United is trash. So this is probably his biggest accomplishment. If he does this, yeah, they do have Bale, but I know that they're lacking with defenders. Like Davinson Sanchez, even though, in my opinion, he was wait, is his first name David? What's his first name? Sanchez?
Who's Sanchez? Alexis Sanchez.
Davidson. No,
David Sanchez.
Oh.
David Sanchez. Even though I thought in the beginning he was when he came from Ajax, he was going to be good.
Ajax. Yeah.
I think he has to live to that potential. He's still young, I believe. I think he's like 24.
Yeah,
So
he's
I think, so like he still, I think he's still improve. You know, he's a good defender. I expected him to be a lot better. And then he's paired up with Vertonghen, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So they have a shit. Their weakest thing is
But what
defense.
about
And I don't
Sanchez,
think.
the Colombian player? I thought he was pretty good too.
He's talking
But
about that guy.
yeah, we're
Oh,
talking
my
about
fault,
him.
my fault, my fault. Yeah, yeah. My
Yeah.
fault.
I'm expecting Jairo and Julian are gonna defend that dude to death. So I'm not gonna keep on going about him. But yeah, I think that they're. Oh, I don't think Hugo Lloris, the
Lloris,
goalie
Lloris,
for Tottenham.
Cunningham.
I think their back line and their goalie is their weakest point because I think the goalie for Tottenham is shaky. Like he messes or he loses concentration sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean I think it sucks how they couldn't find a defend. They couldn't buy a defender. They were supposedly in the market for the Inter defender, but they couldn't get him.
Okay.
But in my opinion, I think Tottenham or
So, wait, so you
uh,
got Tottenham first as well?
I got Tottenham, or I think this year because all the big teams so far in the beginning are not playing that well, and that's the same thing that happened in 2016. So I either have Everton or Tottenham. In the beginning, I had Everton as my number 4. So I think now that they're playing a lot better, hopefully James doesn't pull the disappearing act like he always does in every big club, and after like midway, so he keeps on playing. But yeah, I think Everton or Tottenham. Um, First, obviously, I think Tottenham more than Everton. Um, then in my third place, I have Liverpool, and then fourth place, I think I'm gonna go with Manchester City.
Okay. Hyro, tell me what you think. Who's gonna finish top 4?
Top five? Oh, top four. I'm
4.
gonna do
Yeah.
top five
Oh yeah, top
because
5.
I
This
have
guy making his own rules here.
all right. So on top five here, I have on fifth. I have Arsenal for fifth. They just signed Thomas, the guy from Pentagon
Yeah,
Madrid.
Thomas
They just
Partey
signed.
or Partey,
Yeah,
whatever his name is.
he's pretty good. He's a tall African guy, man. But yeah, so him, we got him as
Racist.
five. Okay, so we have him as five Arsenal, and then four we're looking at
Leicester.
Leicester City.
Leicester
Leicester
City.
City, yeah. Leicester City has four. Leicester City is pretty good, bro. Like they
Yeah.
won it a while back. You know, people be
Hmm.
sleeping on
But
it.
they just lost against West Ham.
I understand it, but
Yeah.
they just started, bro. But I mean, dude, they just won the league a couple years back, bro. So they're pretty good. So
It's an
Manchester
anomaly.
four, okay, and then we're third is gonna be Liverpool, and then one and two is a toss up between Everton and Tottenham. I'm going for Tottenham second, and then Everton first, because
Oh
Everton right
my!
now, Everton is
Yeah,
killing it,
they've
bro,
been doing
dude.
good.
Dude, it's like Phil Jackson in the Lakers. You know, Phil Jackson
Oh
coaching
my
Kobe
God! This guy
Bryant.
watches one
It's
Laker game and he thinks he knows everything
hold up,
about.
dude. Hold up, let me finish, dude. And then it's like Phil Jackson coaching, Kobe Bryant, and we got Carlos Ancelotti coaching James Rodriguez. It's just they make like a good freaking duo. So
Did
I
this guy
really
just
think
compare
that,
Kobe Bryant to James Rodriguez? Oh
yes,
my
dude.
God!
Wait. Have you seen the stats, dude? James Rodriguez has either assisted or scored in the last, what is it, 4 games that
Yeah, in
Everton
every
has
game.
played.
Every game he
In
has.
every game, he's either assisted or scored and created
Mhm.
goals. So, dude, they're killing it. So, yeah, that's my top five.
Okay, yeah. I mean, it's crazy how the predictions changed in 4 games into the season, right? So for me, I think that starting fourth, um, I still feel like this is a hard one. Um, I'm gonna say Tottenham. No, I'm gonna say Everton is fourth. Everton is fourth. I would like them. I would like them to finish higher, and they're the team that I've been kind of rooting for this season. Just because I like James and I like Ancelotti. So I think that they're at worst they'll finish fourth. Second, I mean sorry, not second, third. Third I got I gotta put um I put Manchester City. Manchester City. I think that they'll do better than Chelsea will do in the lower against the lower opposition. Like they'll struggle against the big teams, but with teams like with teams like West Brom, they'll do fine. Leeds was I was still consider them a good team. That's why City did bad against them. Second, I have Tottenham, and I really hope I'm wrong with this, but I don't think that Gareth Bale will stay fit throughout the whole season. I mean, he's already missing his first couple games, but I hope that he like takes his training more serious because I feel like that's why he was getting injured in the end of his time at Real Madrid. Like that's why he was getting injured a lot, is because he wasn't taking training serious. But if he stays, they have a strong possibility of finishing first. But first, for first place, I think I still got to go with Liverpool. Um, I don't like Liverpool. I hate the fans to be honest, but I think like the gap is still too big. And I really hope Everton beat Liverpool when we come back. I kind of wish that the game was right after the Everton versus Liverpool game was right after this past game where they lost 7-2, so that they can maintain that bad form. But I feel like the break's gonna help them, and I feel like the break isn't gonna help Everton. So yeah, I think Liverpool first, Tottenham second, City third, and uh, Everton. Did I ever say Everton? Yeah,
Yeah.
Everton fourth. Yeah, yeah. Um. Okay, so now